Welcome back to part 3 of this 4-part series where we're exploring all the things we could do with that Nuance PDF package that we created in the first video. So in the last video, we showed how the add-ins work with Office. In this video, we're going to show how that same package, and this is the same one we created in the original video, can be used through a multitude of different endpoint types. So I've logged into our storefront here. I have non-persistent Windows 7 and Windows 10 desktops, and I also have some persistent Windows 7 and Windows 10 desktops. I'm just going to open each one of those individually. And one thing that has changed since the last video is I've set Nuance PDF to be auto-deployed. So when these desktops come up, that Power PDF application is going to be automatically deployed to that desktop for that user. So especially in the case of the non-persistent VDI, that user is going to have that application every time they log in. So I'm just going to go through these real quick. I'm not going to spend much time on each one of them. We'll start out with a Windows 7 non-persistent desktop, and I'll show you the application running there. We'll look at the printers, and then we'll move on to the other desktops, and we probably won't spend as much time showing all the different things in each one of those because you'll understand what's going on at that point. So here we are logging into the desktop. It's going to auto deploy that application for us here in a second. So we'll have Power PDF. And again, this is a non-persistent Windows 7 desktop on PVS. So there's Nuance PDF. If I go ahead and launch that, works like it normally does here on Windows 7. So there you go. I'm going to go ahead and close that. Okay, so let's go see where the printer is here. So we go into Devices and Printers. And there we have our Nuance PDF printer. So that's available on the system as well. All right, I'm going to disconnect from this one, then we'll go on to Windows 10. I'm actually going to log off of here. All right, here's our Windows 10 system. And again, this is a non-persistent desktop. And the deployment method we're using here, by the way, is our group policy template. So what happens here is when the user logs in the first time, actually every time, that group policy is being checked. It's looking for any applications on the Cloudpaging server that are marked as auto-deploy for this user, and then it's going to deliver that access token to our player, virtualize that application for the user. So in these cases of these non-persistent VDIs, in this example, it's getting loaded every time. However, you know, if you have a setup where you're going to be loading specific applications to these users in this non-persistent VDI environment, we also have pre-caching mechanisms, which we'll show in a future video, that allow you to load that even much faster or kind of put it on the machine before the user logs in. So again, here we got non-persistent Windows 10, Power PDF. I'm just going to launch that quick, and then we'll move on to the persistent desktops. And everything is running natively on this endpoint. So depending on your non-persistent environment, you know, if you have other hardware or things that people have access to in that environment, all that's going to work like it normally does. You know, this Nuance PDF doesn't really need any special hardware, but if you had applications that are going to use like, you know, scanners or maybe a GPU or something of that nature, and those are available to your non-persistent desktops, those will be available here as well. All right, and I'm just going to disconnect from this one to save a little bit more time. All right, and then this is a persistent Windows 7 desktop. This is being served again through PVS. The actual system for all of these, the end virtualization server is Zen server. And again, that group policy is being checked. This is the first time this user's logged in to this environment since we set up the auto deploy for Power PDF. There's the Power PDF. I'm not going to launch it this time just so we save a little more time. I'm going to exit out of here, and then we'll go on to our Windows 10 desktop. So again, the main thing we're trying to demonstrate in this video is that we can use that same application package across a wide variety of endpoints within our environment. In that second video we did, we saw a different VM. It wasn't Citrix related. It was just a vSphere VM. And then here we've got our 4 different types of endpoints within PVS, both persistent and non-persistent, Windows 7 and Windows 10, where we're deploying this application. And there again, we've got our Power PDF. So that's kind of just a quick rundown of how we can use that package across multiple endpoints. We don't have to change anything. So if you're moving from one OS to another, or you're applying OS updates, nothing has to be changed with that application package. It just keeps working in all those environments. So stay tuned for the 4th installment of this video series, where we're going to deliver this same Power PDF application package through XenApp.